What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Druzy, and we've just gotten 2 new huge buffs to the ice type. Let me repeat that. These changes affect the ice type as a whole. Bottom line, ice types might not actually suck anymore, so let's get it. So the first of the 2 changes, and the indirect one, is terrestrialization. Now, I know what you're thinking. Any Pokemon can change its type, not just ice types, so how does this help the ice type itself? The answer is that it was just revealed that when a Pokemon terrestrializes and changes its type, it changes its defensive type, but it still keeps its stab from its original type. And on top of that, it gets stabbed from the new type. As we all know, ice types are amazing offensively, being super effective to grass, ground, flying, and dragon, but are terrible defensively, being weak to fire, fighting, rock, and steel. So this change allows ice types to keep their offensive power while changing their defensive typing to something else, giving them the best of both worlds. All ice types can effectively benefit from this, but there's a couple that I wanted to highlight, one of them being Abomasnow, which really benefits from this because Ice Grass is one of the worst defensive types in the game. If you change Abomasnow to a water type, for example though, you're now only weak to grass and electric, and Abomasnow's Stab Ice takes care of grass, and Earthquake takes care of electric types. Besides, no electric type is going to want to switch on an Abomasnow before it terrestrializes, and most don't want to risk switching in on an Earthquake. Other Pokemon that benefit are Alolan Ninetales, since both it and Abomasnow can safely set up the Hail without worrying about their 4x weaknesses, and it can set up Aurora Veil safely, which is great for team support. Oh, and Weavile is terrifying. The thing has potential to be deadly. Weavile's already a top tier threat, but it feels like a glass cannon because of its weaknesses, especially that 4x fighting weakness, so most times you end up just running Focus Sash, or if you run Life Orb, you worry about not being able to get a Swords Dance up. But now, you can definitely run a pure Dark Weavile and cut your defenses in half, or you can run Electric Weavile because no ground type wants to deal with super effective stab ice attacks. Bro, run Fairy if you want. The point is you can definitely change these Pokemon's weaknesses into strengths, literally. In Weavile's case, you're more free to run Life Orb and still safely set up at least one Swords Dance. Ice types in general will benefit from this since you can swap your bad defensive typing for a much better one, like Water, Steel, Electric, or Fairy, depending on the situation. But this also helps offensively since a decent amount of ice types have a shallow move pool, so getting stab on something like Earthquake or Thunderbolt is huge. You can definitely have fun with this too, like Ghost type Glaceon with stab, Shadow Ball, spin blocking, and finding immunity instead of a weakness. I don't know, just an idea. I'm excited to play around with this. Every Pokemon is basically Arceus now. Okay, maybe not, but you get what I mean. And that's just the terrestrialized side of things. We still have to talk about this Hail buff. So it actually looks like they got rid of Hail and replaced it with Snow. With Snow, Ice types get a 50% physical defense boost, just like the Rock type special defense boost in Sandstorm. This honestly should have been implemented from the beginning. I don't know why they didn't, but either way, it's about time. This might not seem like that big of a change, but this is actually huge because most fighting, rock, and steel type moves are physical, and Flare Blitz of course. And if you add Snow on top of Aurora Veil, then this adds up like crazy. And all it takes is one turn. You send out Alolan Ninetales, which automatically sets up the Snow with Snow Warning, and click Aurora Veil. Now your entire team has a 50% boost to both of their defenses, and your ice types now have a total of 2.25 times boost to their physical defense, which is nuts. Pokemon like Avalugg are literally never gonna die. Other Pokemon that'll definitely benefit from this include Glaceon and both Mamoswine and Walrein with Thick Fat. Like, think about just how bulky Tyranitar gets under the sand. The thing has one of the worst defensive types in the game, so this is definitely a game changer for ice types, especially since most have decent bulk, even the glass cannons like Weavile. Like, imagine a Weavile with a 50% defense boost in the snow, or an electric Weavile. Either way, that's at least one Swords Dance most of the time with a free item slot. And if you're not hitting it, or another offensive threat like Mamoswine for super effective damage, or with a special attack, you're in for a world of hurt. So next question I wanted to ask is, does Snowstorm cause residual damage or not? If not, this works really well with terrestrialization since you can terrestrialize and not take residual hail damage. And that's just assuming that when you terrestrialize, you lose your immunity to hail damage, which it might not be the case, but it probably is. Also, not taking damage from snow might honestly be better because it'll allow for hail teams that aren't just ice types. Like with rain teams, we usually see a mix of water, electric, grass. With sun, we see fire and grass. Sand has rock, ground, and steel. So it'd be nice to see a mix of types on one snow team, like ice, water, fire, and electric, for example. I don't know, there's just a lot of potential for snow teams besides just the blizzard spam that seemed to be the only thing going for hail teams, so I definitely like where this is going. And then the last question is, how many times can you terrestrialize per battle? I'm guessing it's going to be like Mega Evolution and Z Crystals where it's just once a battle, which honestly would make this more balanced, but if it's going to be more than that, then team building is going to be crazy. But yeah, I'm overall really excited because Ice has always been one of my top 2 favorite types, and it's about time they buffed Ice types defensively and Hail, since Ice is one of the worst defensive typings and has the worst weather by far. What do you guys think about these new changes for the ice type? How do you think these mechanics will work? If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's about it. So please comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.